Okay, here we go. It's Jai, that Aussie metal guy with Crannk, and today I'm having a chat with vocalist Stephen Gibb from These Four Walls. I had a chat with Gray last year, which I hope most of you all checked it out, and then checked out the Fire Away single, as well as the Over and Over and Bravery singles that were out around about that time. Stephen, cheers for making some time to have a chat with Crannk and myself, mate. Really
Dude, absolutely fine. Love to be here.
Cool. So how you going, man? Pretty full
solid,
on at the moment?
man. Oh, the world is what it is, man. And yeah, I mean, you can either choose to bury yourself in the crap, or you can put a smile on and go on about with your day, So that's kind of where I'm headed at the moment. We're just trying to keep real positive up here.
Yeah, that's it. And for me, it's an absolute joy. Like, music has been a real escape for me at the moment. And I tell you what, I was really stoked to have your album come through and have a chance to have a chat with you, man. The latest single is Chaos, man. It's a really fucking cracking single, man. It's one of the heavier ones on the album. It's an amazing album. And the album is This Is Not a Future. It's slated for release on Friday, April 24th. Chaos, man. Killer track, dude.
Yeah, we're really proud of it. It was a real last ditch effort, that song, because it was like it was just the last song we recorded for the album, the last song we wrote for the album, and as soon as we it came together, we were like, oh yeah, this is pretty special. We knew we had to put it out.
Yeah, man, it's something you guys have been working on for a while, the album, that's for sure. I know at one stage you were thinking maybe an EP, and then the crowd reaction was really cool, eh? And
like it's the whole idea has been through so many different incarnations. We originally were just gonna release 2 songs a year, and then all of a sudden we're like, oh well, let's do an EP, and then we just we're a band from the early 2000s, and we grew up on bands releasing albums, and we just figured, man, we just got to do it. We're an album band. So and when it came to actually recording the album and putting our hand out to our fans to say, hey, please help us, we were just blown away by their support. Our crowdfunding was we were funded in 2 days. It was ridiculous. So we weren't the only people that wanted to do an album.
Absolutely crazy, dude. Absolutely crazy. That's really integral for a band to have that support and response from the crowd, eh?
Absolutely, yeah. And we were terrified about it. We'd never put ourselves out there like that. We've tried to be as independent as possible throughout the entire career of the band, and when it came to just finances not being there, we were terrified. We hate asking for anything, and but we were just so honestly, our hearts were so warm with the response that we got.
Yeah, and the album has turned out absolutely amazing. I'm kind of really glad you guys went with the album.
Yeah.
Can you tell me first a little bit about that track we were just talking about, Chaos, what that means for you as the vocalist?
Yeah, I mean, Chaos, it's basically just a story about me in a dark universe, Steve, and basically just about just not being able to see past the walls. Like the chorus kind of says it all, but it's basically just someone that's kind of so drowning in their own self-deprecation. There's no light at the end of the tunnel. You just go day by day just in a rut, and there's no way out, and it's just Groundhog Day, round and around and around. And basically, once you tear the walls down and let the light pour in, you can see, oh shit, there's a lot more for me out there.
Yeah, definitely. I love your vocal delivery in that track, Chaos. It does have that feeling. Like, I've kind of been in that self-deprecating state myself, and for me to sit back and pull away the blinds and see the light that comes through, it's an amazing track, dude.
Thanks, thank you. Yeah, it means a lot. Like, I mean, there's a lot of all of us, like we really put a lot of our blood into this album, and I'm so glad it shows.
Yeah, well, I had a chat with Gray last year, and we were kind of talking around the fact that this is something kids were working on, and it's something that you guys have been working towards for a while now, hasn't it? It's been the last couple of years. It's been kind of in the works, so.
Yeah, we started doing singles. Like in 2017, we released Bravery, the first single since we moved to Australia, and then the year later we released Over and Over, and then the year after that we released Fire Away, and then this year is the album, and all 3 of those songs are on there because we really felt like they were a part of the journey, and they were a part of the whole package. Yeah, it's basically, this album is pretty much 4 years in the making, but it's taken some time, but it's very worth it. Like, we are very, very happy with the result.
Yeah, it's an amazing album, dude. From the start, that first track, The Sound, and as you're saying, you're a band that makes albums, and that all the tracks fit so well, from the sound right up to Nothingland. It almost feels like the sound and Nothingland are at one. It kind of, I heard the sound and listened to the album, then Nothingland come through at the end, and I'm like, wow, that was a really cool track. And I played the sound again, and they married together the whole album.
Yeah, we really did intend on having a prologue and an epilogue. We wanted a hello and a goodbye. So setting the scene and then saying goodbye. But yeah, we're a live band. We do. I mean, at the moment we can't play live, but we're a band that do it for the live gigs. And the way that we shaped this album, particularly, is the same way that we shaped our first album, Downfalls and Empire. Is that how would we play all of these songs live? What would the live set be? And that's kind of why it flows as it does. It's got a start and it's got an end, and they're very definitive.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those albums. Yeah, I have enjoyed playing the whole lot through away. The last 2 days since I've got it, I've just been hammering the whole album, and it's an absolute journey, man.
Yeah, that's all. Thanks, man. I'm glad we got that across.
Yeah, cool. Have you got a favorite track off that one, dude? I know it's like picking a child, and probably changes from day to day.
It changes all the time. Yeah. Yep. So Before I'm Gone, it's probably the softer song on the album. But it's the little song that could. It just kind of we had room for a ballad, and we had another song picked, and I was listening to the song that we were going in to record, and I just thought, man, this can be better. And I just on the spot, it was just one of those meant to be moments in which I just kind of, a couple hours, I just really sat down and got in this just super dark zone and wrote Before I'm Gone. And it was inspired by my grandma, who passed away a couple of years ago, who was just our biggest fan from the birth of these four walls. And it's just the way that song went from being a straight acoustic and vocal to having all this life and energy, and just, it's that one's my favorite track on the album for now. Yeah.
For now, it is a beautiful track, man. That Nothingland. Have you got someone else singing with you on that one as well?
No, it is just me. There's just a lot of me. I enjoy
your voice,
very much. Yeah, I enjoy very much harmonizing on my own voice. It's fun. I love harmonies in general. We potentially do too many of them, but I love them. But there's a lot going on with that one. We had Ian Perez, who's probably most famous from Wolfmother, playing piano on that song. We hired a big auditorium and a grand piano, and he just brought that song to life. And then we had a gentleman by the name of Chris Carmichael from the States record all the strings for it. So it's all real. That's the one thing that we couldn't let go. The idea of programming everything was there because you can get very real sounding stuff, but we just couldn't let it not be legitimate instruments on those, because it needed the life, it needed the energy, and it needed the imperfections, which is what I adore about that song. Because it's a dark and moody song, but we're very lucky to have those two on the track.
Oh, that's a killer track, man. That just rounds out so well, dude. And it just blows me away, man. Your voice and the range you have, because you have your heavier tracks there with the Chaos, with some and White Lies, and then you just go to these, like you're saying, these ballads, and the harmonies is just really cool, man.
Yeah. Well, thanks, man. We all put a lot of work into it, so
definitely. Should be quite happy. How'd you first get into singing, though, man? That's what I want to know.
I kind of fell into it. So I always was just a guitarist in school, and always avoided singing. I'm not a particularly social or extroverted person. I'm pretty shy. But then I kind of started realizing once I got on the stage that this other persona came out, and I was more willing to try different things. So I just started yelling, doing BVs to start with. And then when the time came to kind of put a band together, I just sort of, look, I'll give singing a go. And thankfully, I consider myself very lucky, but it just kind of happened. I've had some vocal training over the years, but it's mostly just due to the fact that I kept blowing my voice out when I was younger. I'd get 2 or 3 gigs, and then I couldn't do any more for the week. So it's more just maintenance, but a lot of practice and a lot of singing along with a lot of songs, just trying to get better and better and better every day.
So that would have helped being a guitarist sitting at home there, and out of necessity picking
Absolutely.
up vocals, I suppose, because I've talked to a few people about that, singers in bands now, and they've gone, nah, dude, I was a guitarist first,
Yeah.
and it kind of I got pushed into vocals and ended up picking it up out of necessity.
Exactly. Yeah, and it happens so often, because singers, that you get that what's it called, singer syndrome, whatever it is, lead singer syndrome. It's like if you want to be a singer, sometimes you don't fit the mold very well in a band, but if you come in as an instrumentalist, you understand the music side of it as well, and you can have that argument and that conversation with the rest of the people in the band. So it works really well. Me being a guitarist, I would say guitarist first, but certainly, I mean, my position in the band would be vocalist for sure.
Yep. So how do you work the tracks? Do you sit down there and you work out something like a guitar line, and then you work your vocals around it, or are you coming in with?
Yeah, we always go music first. I'm not the kind of person that kind of sits down with a pen and paper and just writes what's on my mind. I need the music to inspire me. I let the feeling of the track give me something to write about, and find something inside me there. So the idea of the way that we write our music is usually myself or Gray will write a riff or write a song as much as we can, and then just like at home on the computer, and then send it out to the group. And then whatever someone comes back with and goes, hey, I'd love to give this a shot, or hey, that's cool, or that's crap, kind of decides on what comes into the practice room, and then we just flesh it out as a band from there. So the songs really evolve in the practice room, but the blueprints are all just done behind our computers.
Yeah, cool. So the album, This Is Not a Future's coming out April 24th, man. Where's the best place we can go get some merch to really support you guys? Because at the moment, I know we were saying how this is something you really wanted to be playing live. And I was talking to Gray, and he was also mentioning last year that he was really excited about getting this. And I know this is a couple of years in the work, so it must be a bit of a bummer to have everything that's happened in the world at the moment. So
look,
where's the best place we can support?
Yeah, look, I mean, and that's really nice of you to even ask. But yeah, these fourwalls.bandcamp.com. So our Bandcamp is the best place to do, t-shirts and buy physical copies of the album. And wherever we can send them, we will send them. And we've got a lot of that kind of stuff going on at the moment. But I mean, honestly, we just want this to get out there in any capacity. If you're on Spotify, if you're on iTunes, if you're on anywhere, it's going to be there. It's really, it'd be amazing if we could get some support financially, but at the end of the day, we really just want people to listen to the songs that we've poured our lives into. So that's it. However, you just go and you find it.
Yeah, no worries. There you go. You heard Steve. Get out there, grab these 4 walls. Listen on Spotify, grab some merch if you can, and really, really do support this album, because this is an amazing album from start to finish. It just blew me away.
No, thanks, man. That's such nice words.
Stephen, thank you very much. Cheers, mate.
Cheers, man.